Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just finalize this. So I've got my December build sheet up with the DSA all complete, all the columns done. I'm going to go ahead and build it into my DSA example bulk sheet. So this is the final bulk sheet we upload into Searchforce. I've got these yellow highlighted rows just as guides for me. Those won't be in there. I'll include a blank, basically a blank bulk sheet. So this is just a guide for me manually. Okay, first thing, because we have a many to one relationship from YPED to CID, I'm going to go ahead and copy my build sheet. Rename it campaigns. So, and the idea here before I start going through this is that I need there's multiple YPEDs per CID, so I need to have all my ad groups and everything still lined up, but I can only build one campaign, right? I don't want 4 different campaigns with one ad group each. I want one campaign with all 4 ad groups inside, ad group meaning YPED in this case. So anyway, I copy this over, and essentially I do a data remove duplicates. Okay, make sure it captured everything. Yep, all the way down to the tracking template. I'm going to unselect all. I'm just going to do it on the campaign name. So the campaign name should be unique because it's got the CID in it. Where, if I can find it. There we go, campaign. Okay. Perfect. So you see that this is a small build, so only 10 duplicates were found and removed. That's fine. But now this becomes my sheet that I'm going to use to fill out the campaign tab on here. For the rest of these ad group creative auto target, I'm going to go back to my regular DSA, but we'll do that in a minute. Okay. So from here, I just start really just copy pasting, right? I'm going to copy over the account name. And I just keep everything in order. I don't sort this sheet because I want everything lined up appropriately. Here in the campaign name, it's always Google for DSA, or it is for now. Nothing needed in the campaign description. Budget, I'm going to grab my budget tab. Status, we're going to launch these always as paused. We activate them after the fact because there's some backend stuff that Searchforce has to do. And then these are all standard. This is on, off, accelerated. And then this is the start date. So this one has to be today's date. So if you want to build like a today formula in there automatically and then fill it out, whatever, but all the campaigns have to, if you start them in the past, it'll say that it'll throw an error. If you start them in the future, they'll remain paused for too long before they actually go live. So today's date, rotate indefinitely, that is always in there. Let's call them O, and again, filled all the way down. Let's make sure I did that over here. On, off, accelerated, yes, okay. This website domain, always the same, yellowpages.com. Always a dynamic search ad. And the category type is always DSA MEP. Now for column U, we're just going to go back to our sheet over here. And we're going to grab the CID, and we're going to throw that in here as a whole column. Okay, and then I'm going to fill down on DSAV, or say, I think it's like 3 over. Yeah, that works. Okay, quick check. Yeah, that's good. That's it. That's it on the campaign tab. So I'm going to go ahead and delete my guide here. And this is a finalized campaign tab. It has all of the rows, all the information needed to appropriately build out that. Okay, so now I'm going to switch over to my ad groups tab here, and I'm also going to go back to my regular DSA. This is without the remove duplicates, so it has everything. Okay, I'm going to take again some of this. I'm just going to go through this. Some of this is going to be a little repetitive, so I'm going to go quick. Copy that over. Oops. To campaign name. This is Google. Make sure to fill it down. Ad group name, again, just find the appropriate column, copy, paste. Ad group status, this is always active. So because the campaigns are paused, we can launch the ad groups as active, and it works, okay? So now we've got some search dynamic. I want to hard code the keyword max CPC in at $3 every time, okay? So that can also be a static variable. All at $3, all search dynamic ads. Okay, and then the last column is just the whole list of YPEDs here, and we're going to paste it in here. Okay, and that's it. The ad groups tab is done. So again, it's just account name, publisher, campaign name, and then ad group. The status is active, dynamic search dynamic search ads, keyword max CPC, category YPID, and I'll send this bulk sheet to you filled out, and there will also be one that's empty for both your purposes. Okay. Next thing I do is take the account name and the publisher and the campaign name, because now, remember, we have less campaigns than we do total ad groups, but there's a one-to-one match for ad groups, creatives, auto targets all together, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I go through here and I just copy the account name, the publisher, the campaign name, and the ad group name, because that's going to be the same first 4 columns on these last tabs. So creatives, same thing. Auto targets, same thing. Okay, it just makes it easier so you don't have to one by one paste the whole time. But you cannot do that off of the campaign tab because there's we removed some duplicates here. You have to build the ad group tab first and then do it. Okay, so for creative, my next column is the creative name. Now this is a concatenation in the YPID sheet itself. So I'm going to do, actually you'll see it easier here. So you see all we're doing is adding a -1 to the ad group name. So equals concatenate the ad group name, and then hard code a -1. There you go. I'm going to copy paste values there. Okay, so now I have creative name. Again, we have expanded dynamic search ads. That's always there. That's a hard variable. Okay, creative description 1, so that's column K. This aligns with our description column here. Right here. So this description column V. So column V aligns with creative description 1. Okay. And then we put in our tracking templates that we created in column Y and paste them over to column V. Okay, that's it. That's it on the creative tab. So it's really just a concatenation in the creative name with the copy paste values, creative type, which is the same, creative description, which is different, and then the creative tracking template. Okay, and then same one on auto targets, actually very similarly simple, right? So we already have our account, publisher, campaign name, ad group in there. We want to grab our auto target, which is what we built earlier with the URL contains. Copy that over. It's always a dynamic search target. Roll that down to the last line. And then one more time, we grab the tracking templates. And you can do that either from the build sheet or from creatives. Creatives also has it. Okay. And that is it. That was DSA build. I'm going to go ahead and delete these lines. Okay. And for your purposes, there's a couple more things we have to do, but like I said, it's the budget divided by a certain number, but we got that. Campaigns, ad groups, creative auto targets, that's it. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save this as complete, upload it to the files. Yeah, and I think that's it for DSA. So like I say, a few intricacies in how you do it or what you're concatenating, but overall it's really just a copy paste from this sheet, and we're good.